Mr. Clumsy reminds me of somebody, and I can't work out who, but he looks like somebody. But nevertheless, we learn that Mr. Clumsy is a very clumsy character, and we can see that his house is in a bit of a disarray. He keeps breaking his alarm clocks, falling down the stairs, and the narrative follows him getting into different kinds of situations where he's all kinds of clumsy. Falling in a pond, falling over everywhere. To be honest, there's no real solution to this clumsiness, and I kind of wish there was, but at the same time, I can't think of anything that would be a good thing to put in this to find a way of stopping him from being clumsy. So while I'm criticizing it, I can't think of an improvement. Whereas usually when I find a room for improvement in a Mr. Men book, I can offer something that I think would have been better. This one I can't, so I have to give it the benefit of the doubt. But it definitely shows if there are maybe other children. Certainly children can be quite clumsy, quite klutzy. This gives them an element of relatability and allows them to be seen as a kindred spirit of Mr. Clumsy, if you like, so they don't feel as alone in the world if they are a bit clumsy. But again, it doesn't really offer any strategies, unfortunately. So it offers relatability, but not really a solution for making things any better. But it's something that I think children might find fun and silly, and as long as it encourages them to read more and take an interest in literature, it doesn't bother me too much that there's no, solution, no moral, no message, no improvement that Mr. Clumsy can make. As long as they find it engaging, that's enough for me. Definitely not my personal favourite. Don't really care for the design of him. He looks more messy than clumsy. Although the fact that he is I believe it's cousin? Was he introduced as the Australian cousin of Mr. Fussy? Am I mixing up my characters? I'll have to have a read back of that book from a few weeks ago. But I kind of like the contrast between number 21, Mr. Fussy, and 28, Mr. Clumsy. But generally, on his own, not that bothered about that. He looks a bit messy more than clumsy there, although the shoelaces being untied. See, that could have been... There we go, that's it. He could have learned to tie his shoelaces. He was forever tripping over his feet, and he could have learned to tie his shoelaces. There we go, I found a solution. That would have been better. But that aside, not a bad book. As long as children take an interest in reading, that's good enough for me.